Hello, dear friends. Here we are with another study of the book Right Path by the Spirit Emmanuel through the blessed mediumship of Francisco Candido Xavier. What a blessing to be with you and an honor to have your attention this morning. We are posting these videos for our studies on Tuesday mornings at 8 a.m. However, if you're watching this on demand or later, feel welcomed as well. Today, this message is titled by Emmanuel on the daily path, and the beautiful way that he's going to show you and I the seeds of goodness we can sow on our path daily. He will start by saying, quote, think at least from time to time of the brethren who have frozen themselves in pessimism and in the great uninterrupted tasks, like in support, remembering fertile lands left to sterility and abandonment for lack of love. All around you, hearts, all around you are hearts thirsting for understanding and collaboration, waiting almost solely for the magic touch of a good word in order to be inflamed in the gifts of service. Unquote. It's a beautiful start of our message. Do we take time in our daily lives to think of those who may be stagnant in their service to others? Or have we been the ones who, in the past or currently, have lost the ability to continue in the service that we are allowed by God to do in the lives of others? We can meditate on those who have stagnated in whatever tasks they are supposed to be performing in this universe, this infinite universe. However, what about ourselves? Are we the ones lacking support, thinking of the lands that are still yet to be cultivated, the lands of the hearts that we are supposed to be touching each and every day? Remember, dear friends, we have a reincarnatory plan that most certainly, whatever you are in the world, whatever abilities you have already conquered, whatever things you're still working on, your reincarnatory plan most likely includes service to others, service in your home, in your community, at your workplace, at the Spiritist center, at this religious institution that you may belong to. We are all destined to help one another. That is not only a law that we are working as is any useful activity, as we can find in the Spirit's book, but also the law of society that dictates that together we're better than separate. That the addition of our talents is greater than any individual. We cannot do everything in this lifetime. Therefore, we have multiple lifetimes and multiple folks all around us who can help us achieve. And he's saying here, all around you are hearts thirsting for understanding and collaboration, waiting for the magic touch of a good word in order to be inflamed in the gifts of service. So let's commit today to moving around our day looking for those who are thirsting for understanding and collaboration, focusing not on what they lack or what they still have to work on, but let's focus on what the good they have, the understanding they need, that support, that touchstone, so they can launch into the goodness that they're supposed to be doing in the world. Emmanuel will continue. Quote, do not admit the presence of discouragement to your table of fraternity and harmony. Offer to those who seek you energy and company, and the substantial bread of enthusiasm that feeds achievements. Sow hope and courage in the soil of the Spirit. Unquote. Let's stop here. If someone visits you, seeks you, He says, do not admit discouragement to your table. And he's saying now our table needs to be a fraternity and harmony. We seek the hearts thirsting for understanding and collaboration. If they may be discouraged, we acknowledge it, but we don't allow that discouragement to sit at our table and now contaminate us with discouragement as well. We need to create these moments in our lives where we are mindful enough to understand that we affect one another. That when we are discouraged, we could also be allowing discouragement to sit at the table of others when they are okay. So we need to be taking a deep breath in and out, realizing where am I, what am I doing, how am I affecting others, and then okay, if I notice a discouragement within me or within others, I'm able to quickly switch to fraternity and harmony. We invite those hearts with thirst for understanding and company, but we also say, okay, it's time for us to vivify ourselves to the power of love so that we can serve. He said, offer to those who seek us energy and company, vitality. Offer to those who come to us discouraged the ability to feel from us love and compassion, joy and encouragement. He says, sow hope and courage in the soil of the Spirit. Ultimately, we are working here to acquire the qualities of the heart that our spirit needs in order to progress. We're sowing the seeds of enthusiasm, joy, courage, encouragement, understanding, and compassion, so that that soul, that spirit, once it leaves the physical body, can acquire those qualities and use those qualities in their next existence. And that's the same for us. Everything that we learn that is in terms of the qualities of the heart, the spiritual abilities we acquire, we can take with us to our next lives. And he will give us examples of how we could do this. Quote, remember the rain that creates a nutritious dew with which nature raises earth's energies, and offer others the best of yourself. The brothers and sisters are our bridge to the world. Show yourself acting and serving for the victory of good, and your message will be radiated by all of those who you point out, work, or listen to your voice. Everywhere we feel at the front of our community, in the manner of those who are confronted by their own expectant family. Unquote. This is a beautiful way that we see here the power of community, the love society. He says our brothers and sisters are the bridge to the world. It's through the service to the brothers and sisters in humanity that we can reach our full potential in helping everyone around the earth. And here I'm asking us today, this morning, to visualize brothers and sisters as more than just our family ties, just the ones who are immediate in our family, but all of humanity. I'm asking us to transcend our own barriers and our own limitations and our own shortcomings and our own biases to see everyone as a brother or sister in humanity. Because when we do the good, what happens? He says here, we show yourself acting and serving for the victory of the good, and your message will be radiated by all of those who point out the work or listen to your voice. So when we act upon the teachings we're receiving today, when we commit to the victory of the good on the planet within myself and for those all around me, then others will hear me and also feel that I'm living the testimony of faith to the Master Jesus. He will continue here. Quote, provide sympathy and admiration, goodness and optimism. Beneficence is not only the dispensary of solution to problems of a material order, it is also much more the emergency room to the poverty of spirit, unquote. So this is the joy of being together. We need to provide to one another sympathy and admiration, goodness and optimism, more than just fulfilling the immediate material needs, which, by the way, should be something we need to do. Coming together to raise funds, to raise goods, and gather donations, spend time with those who are in need. This also fulfills the material needs that you and I have, because after all, we have a material body we have to care for, right? However, he's asking us more. He says we need to be that emergency room for the poverty of spirit. When our spirit is lacking in courage, enthusiasm, compassion, then we need to be seen as the place where people can come and refresh and nourish their souls that way. He will end this message with a plea, quote, think about our tired, sad, disillusioned, discouraged companions or exhausted ones who cross your road and distribute to them peace and renewal. As it happens to others, you also have your work to do, and the door of AIDS opens from the inside out. If someone needs you, you also need someone. Giving will always be the best process of receiving, unquote. So, dear friends, the invitation today is to transcend our barriers, our biases, our views, to see ourselves as the brothers and sisters in humanity as we are, transcending our own family and spiritual ties, our country ties, our race ties, our ethnic ties, and even cultural ties. We want to see one another as service workers of the good, opening the door of aid to all of those who come our way. He says here, if someone needs you, you also need someone. So if today we are the ones who are tired, sad, delusioned, or discouraged, how much joy would we have if we found someone open to receive us with open arms, knowing that at the same time we're giving, we are receiving. So the invitation is seek the good, seek to be courageous to spread goodness in your life, seek opportunities of service wherever you are. The challenge of Spiritism sometimes is that while we know the teachings of these books, this is my original old book, the book Right Path by the Spirit Emmanuel, while we know of it, we need to apply it in our daily lives. We need to be a spiritist in a sense that I live the precepts of Spiritism and Christ's good news in my life. I go outside and spread goodness, spread beneficence. I'm sympathetic, I'm empathetic, I'm encouraging, I'm benevolent, I'm indulgent with others' mistakes so that I can be the beacon of light. So that when people come to me, I am able to give, and knowing that when I give, I'm also receiving. So that's the challenge sometimes spiritists have in understanding that it's not only when we go to the Spiritist Center, it's not only when we have our presential meetings where we're able to see one another, but we have to take the teachings of Spiritism to the grocery store, to the physician's office, to the school where our children are being educated, to the daycares, to the workplaces, to the bus routes, when we drive, when we do anything. Spiritism needs to be in us and with us everywhere we go. Therefore, I encourage you to seek the goodness in yourself and the ones who come your way. Spread goodness, service, and love everywhere during this day. Dear friends, I hope that I can join you next week or another time with another message from the book Right Path by the Spirit Emmanuel through the mediumship of Francisco Candido Xavier. And until then, I wish you many, many blessings.